section 5.1, ratios. Okay, first the definition. A ratio is just a comparison of two quantities or measurements. Now the key thing that separates a ratio from other types of comparisons is they have the same units. Feet to feet, inches to inches, dentist to dentist. For example, a famous ratio is 4 out of 5 dentists recommend fluoride, for example. That would be considered a ratio because the units are the same. It's dentists. Ratios contain only whole numbers, so they cannot have decimals, they cannot have fractions embedded within them. So here are the three ways to write a ratio. So here in this example, the ratio of $7 to $5 can be written one of three ways. You can literally keep the 2 in there and it looks just like the original problem, 7 to 5. Or you can replace the 2 with a colon, but you would still read that as 7 to 5. Or the third way is you write it as a fraction. The first number, the 7, has to be the numerator. The second number, the 5, has to be the denominator. Okay, so the most common way we're going to do ratios in this class is going to be this method here of using it as a fraction. The fraction must be reduced, but that doesn't mean to turn this into an improper fraction. You leave it, or excuse me, as a mixed number, you leave this as an improper fraction, and since 7 and 5 have no common factors, this cannot be reduced, so you would leave it in that form. And finally, the order matters, and what we mean by the order is you must do it in the order of the problem. For example, if you were to write 5 over 7, that would be incorrect in the context of this problem because the 7 came first and the 5 came second, so it must look like that. So here's an example. Write the ratio as a fraction in lowest terms. So we have 50 minutes to 90 minutes. The first thing you want to note is that the units are the same, so we can in fact write this as a ratio. The 50 must go on top, the 90 must go on the bottom. We must reduce the answer. Since 50 and 90 are both divisible by 10, we'll go ahead and reduce this fraction. 5 over 9. 5 and 9 have no common factors, so this is in lowest form, and so this would be the answer. The ratio of 50 minutes to 90 minutes can be written as 5 over 9. 39 days to 21 days. Again, first make sure you have the same units. We do. And then write it as 39 over 21. And take a look at what can reduce. Well, 21, the only factors of 21 besides 21 is 7 and 3. 7 doesn't go into 39, but 3 can divide into 39, so we can reduce this fraction by dividing both by 3. So 39 divided by 3 is 13. 21 divided by 3 is 7. That is in lowest form, and so your final answer would be 13 over 7. Okay, another problem. 2 feet to 39 inches is a ratio in lowest terms. Well, notice immediately that our units are not the same. So in any of these ratio problems, if the units are not the same, they can be made the same, they can be converted. So what you want to do is take the larger unit, which in this case is the feet, since a foot is larger than an inch, and you want to convert it to the smaller unit by multiplying by the conversion factor. So here, as an example, we take the 2 feet and we want to multiply it by, there is 12 inches in 1 foot. We can see the feet do cancel out, leaving us just inches. I'll put this over 1. And so 2 feet is actually equivalent to 24 inches. So now, instead of 2 feet, you can think of the problem as 24 inches to 39 inches. Now the units are the same, they're both inches. So I'll go ahead and write write it as a fraction. Both of these are divisible by 3. 24 divided by 3 is 8, 39 divided by 3 is 13, and this would be the ratio in the lowest form. Another example, ratio of 13 minutes to 3 hours. Notice minutes and hours are not the same units, so we must do a conversion. We take the bigger unit, which is hours, and convert it into the smaller unit, which is minutes. So 3 hours, and we're going to multiply times 60 minutes in 1 hour. The hours cancel, leaving us 180 minutes. So the problem is really 13 minutes to 180 minutes. These units are the same. So 13 over 180. The only factors of 13 is 1 in itself. 13 is not divisible into 180. So your final answer would be 13 over 180. Find the ratio of the length of the longest side to the length of the shortest side. Well, 3.5 is the longest side. Units are the same. 1.5 is the shortest side. Now notice we have a decimal in this problem, and as we stated at the beginning, you cannot have decimals in ratios. So to clear the decimal, we must multiply the numerator and denominator by the same number. Well, to clear the decimal, in other words, to move the decimal to the right, we have to multiply the top by 10. 3.5 times 10 is 35. It just moves the decimal. Well, I must do the same thing to the denominator, so I'll multiply it by 10. Has the effect of moving the decimal one place. So that would be 15. And now we go ahead and reduce. Well, 35 and 15 are both divisible by 5. 35 divided by 5 is 7. 15 divided by 5 is 3. No more common factors, so your answer will be 7 over 3.